welcome. My name is Eva from Allround-PC. I'm standing here next to Stefan at the IFA 2015 at the Marshall booth. And Marshall is pretty well known for its music, audio speaker, for rock and roll, but now there's a price out with a smartphone.
Yeah.
So what about that?
Okay, so this is a phone we built from scratch. It's not something we just slapped a label on. It was designed from the ground up specifically for music. So when we say it was designed from the ground up, it has a few interesting elements. We have the dual audio jacks, which is input or output.
Okay.
So it could be two headphones, two microphones, a headphone, a microphone. We have a nice smooth volume control button. So you have volume setting from 0 to 36. So if you're someone with very sensitive headphones, you have a lot of range going up and down. Then the other cool thing that we have is we have the M button. You will see there's a golden button over here. And if you press that, it takes you straight into your music features. So inside the M button, you have a quick recorder. If you want to do a quick recording, you have a global EQ. So whether you're listening to local music or Spotify or Mixcloud, even if the application does not have equalizing, you can equalize it.
A quick question, you just mentioned recording. I saw there are two microphones.
Yeah. So what we have is we have two high quality MEMS microphones, and what that basically means is these are very low distortion microphones. So if you're in a very high volume environment like a rock concert or noisy environment, these will not clip. So they can handle very high volumes without any distortion. So these are great for recording live events or even just normal events. Because we're having two, we have stereo noise reduction. So
that's awesome.
You won't get wind noise or anything like that.
So you can even shoot a video in stereo, right?
Yes, and very high quality stereo. So of course what we spent a lot of time on is the global EQ, because for instance Mixcloud does not have an EQ, but you're listening to hours and hours. So if I'm listening to drum and bass or hip hop, I can really set that for what I'm listening to. The other thing, I'll take it apart. You will see that the phone has a removable battery, micro SD and MEM, but you will notice it's slightly thicker than most phones. But what we found is people buy a thin phone, but then they put covers on it and it becomes a thick phone. So our idea was let's stay true to the Marshall brand and kind of make the phone robust by itself. But
so you can throw it and it's not going to break?
So what we have is we have this white line, and this white line is slightly raised, so you will never get a crack across your screen from a downwards impact, because you see that a lot. There's always someone on the train with a completely cracked screen trying to do something.
And I assume it's Gorilla Glass.
It's got Gorilla Glass 3, and we chose Gorilla Glass 3 because it's got the best scratch resistance compared to Gorilla Glass 4, which is more about impact resistance. So since we have the white line, we're really interested in the scratch resistance and not the impact resistance.
Okay, so we already heard a lot about all the music features. What about the hardware itself?
Okay, so the hardware, we chose to focus on music. So what we have in this, we have a discrete sound card. So the company used to be called Wolfson. They're now called Cirrus Logic.
Okay.
They're a British company that develops some of the best sound cards in the world. And when we looked at the best sounding mobile devices, they all were using this company. So we went to them and we asked them to get their most advanced chip. And as far as we know, this chip has not been put inside a phone. So what it gives you...
Exclusive.
Yeah, and the great thing is it gives you hi-fi audio. And when we say hi-fi audio, it means a few things. It means we have very low signal to noise. So that means you don't have a lot of background jitter or noise when you're listening to stuff. And the big thing is you can play lossless or uncompressed tracks, but for that you need a sound stage that is quite clean.
Okay.
So a big part of this is how do we improve the audio experience for headphones and for speakers.
Okay, so but still a smartphone. Some people want to listen to the music and also to, WhatsApp, Facebook, Google.
So in terms of the normal specs, there's we have a 4.7 inch screen. We have a 720p. We looked at a 180p screen for the size format, and we honestly could not see a difference for the consumer. If we looked, we couldn't even see the pixels. So we thought that 4.7 inch 720p is a perfect combination, and because of that, because we're not trying to push a 4K screen with lots of bloatware, we get very good performance from our chipset. So even though our chipset, it's a current generation, but it's the second or third tier, we're getting very good performance because we don't have a lot of other stuff running on the phone.
Okay.
The other thing that happened is the processor in here is a Snapdragon, and we had some
810 or which one?
this is the 415.
Okay.
Then there was a 610 and the 810, and those were kind of your high-end ones, but those also had some serious thermal problems. So what happened when those chips got hot, they would slow down. So we were like, you know, for this, in terms of battery life and performance, the chipset is perfectly suited. And because we have a discrete sound card, a lot of the heavy lifting gets done by the sound card.
Okay.
So I mean, you know, I've used this phone for almost 6-7 months, and I mean, I haven't had a situation where I felt that, wow, I'm scrolling slow or the animated GIFs are. So I mean, performance-wise, we are very happy with this phone. Even though the specs might not look that good, the phone is tuned to use the specs to its full extent.
So you just meant you're already using it for 6-7 months. Is it still available for everyone?
Yes, you can. It's on sale through operators in Scandinavia and the Baltics, and then you can order it online in most of Europe.
Okay.
So if you go to marshallheadphones.com, you can order it online, and then it supports 13-14 European languages. So in most of the markets it will work. At the moment, there's just not operator markets in all the European.
And the pricing?
The pricing is just under 500 euros if you buy it without contract. Of course, it's unlocked. So, I mean, if you order it over the internet, you can use it on any network. 4G will work in the whole of Europe, so you don't have any problems that it won't work on your network. The only thing that would be different is if you have any problems with the phone, you will send it back to us instead of your operator.
Okay, cool. So Stefan, thank you very much for taking your time. It was really interesting to talk with the guy from Marshall. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up and stay tuned. Goodbye.
Bye.